Happy Saturday. I can't think of one better thing to do on a Saturday night than talk about duality. We have right and left, we have black and white, we have heads and tails, we have opposite ends of things, but they go together. So this white shirt goes with this black hoodie. I think it goes together pretty well. There's not all one thing. It's not all one of the same, all black or all white. And there's a shift into night and day, right? I mean, there's constant opposites happening in the world. I mean, sometimes it happens more rapidly and sometimes slower. So look at Alaska, for example. It can stay light out for a long period of time, and then it gets dark for a long period of time too, right? There's not one place on the planet that you can tell me that stays light all the time or that stays dark all the time. That's not going to happen. So, since that's impossible to do, why do we strive so hard to keep it, right? You get to a certain point and then you strive so hard and you do everything in your power to just stay in that one space. You can't stay at the top forever, right? I don't know one athlete, one team that has been a champion and has stayed there and has never gotten beaten or has never come down off that top tier. So there's always going to be the opposite, because that's what makes us well-rounded individual human beings on this planet. So why are you so hard on yourself? Why are you beating yourself up every time that you don't do something that you said you were going to do? Or, every time that you fall back into an old pattern, or, whatever the case is, you're beating yourself up. You're so hard on yourself, when really that's what life is about. You go through cycles and things come back around. You learn a bunch, they come back around again. You think it's never going to happen again, and then boom, it comes back around again, right? So, the sun and the earth and the orbits of the planets, that's what we live in, right? We can't deny that. The earth travels around the sun, I think. I don't even know, I'm not a science person. But it goes around there and it makes a year, and it does it again, right? Night and day happen rapidly. Black, white. So we cannot forget that this is the universe that we live in. This is the planet that we are on. So sometimes when spiritual people out there say, just be all positive, just think all like light and love, and, just be in a light all the time, be detached from these dualities and stop fighting the left wing, the right wing, this side and that side. But that's what creates balance. That's what makes us human. That's what makes us able to, become whole, because we have these sides. We are born that way. This is what we're born into. This is the life that we have. So stop striving to stay in one space. Some people exist or pretend like it doesn't happen, and some people want to stay in the light, and they're like, oh, let's not look at my shadow side. Let's not look at the dark. Let's just pray about it and give it to God and forget that it exists. Let's not go to therapy or anything, because we might have to look at our shit. We might have to look at the other side. We might be in the dark for a minute. So just keep that in mind and stop striving to be in one space forever, because it's never ever going to happen. You will have to come back to this, and you will have to deal with it at some point or another. And why are we so scared? Why are we so scared of the dark? Sit with it. Sit in the dark. Accept the darkness. That's what Dark Night of the Soul is about. St. Francis of Assisi, he had it. There was St. John of the Cross. We're talking Christian mystics that have been in really dark places that have come out of it. And they don't come out of it and stay out of it, right? They're not like in the light and that's all they do all day. So anybody that's preaching to you that they're going to be in this all the time is it's impossible. And until you're willing to accept the dark and the light, the opposites of everything, and stop striving to just hold on to stay in one or the other, or striving to get to one and thinking that's going to be the end all be all, because it's not going to happen, right? Just accept your humanness, accept the heads and tails, accept the black and white, and you see so many people battling. The politics is just the worst. I can't even watch it. I haven't watched it for a long time. I have no idea what's going on, but it's this battle, because they're holding so tightly to those sides. So the more tightly you hold on to something, the more miserable you are. But if you detach yourself and let it go and let it flow, then you're freeing yourself. And I'm not saying to stay in a place of detachment either, because then if you stay in that place of detachment and you think, well, I let everything go, I'm never going to hold on to anything again, then that's where you're also wrong, because then you're jumping to that other side of the pendulum again. You see what I'm saying? So, people that are like, I'm never doing this again, I'm never having a relationship again, I'm never getting attached to this, then they're trying to strive so hard to stay in one space that they're restricting their humanness. And this is what we do as human beings. So, tonight, what can you do? What can you do today to say, I accept where I am, or I accept that this is part of my journey, or I need to maybe pick up the pace and stop, actually do some work, motivate yourself to do something, or where do I need to let go where you're resisting, right? Where you're anxious and your body is tense because you're so strongly grasping to one of these sides, right? And then once you achieve balance, okay, it's not going to stay in balance. It's going to go off, right? Scales never stay in balance. Holding on to a certain weight, that's not going to stay either. I'll be 128 pounds today and 123 another day and 130 another day. This is not going to stay. They go like this all the time. It's when you stay out of extreme ruts and extreme sides is when you feel better. And when you accept, when you're in one of those extremes, that you also feel better. So I hope that you have a wonderful Saturday night. I've done some amazing badass meditations today, and I'm going to watch some movies, and I'm going to massage my own feet. So have a good night.